grace, poise, strength. These are just some of the words that run through my mind when I watch pro pole dancers hanging from their beams of power. And there's just something so empowering about being able to embrace your body in that way. And I'm all about channeling my inner goddess, so I've decided to turn myself into a pole dancer. How do you think I'll fare? I'm here with Tania. She's one of the co-founders of Breathe Dance Company, and she will also be my instructor for the pole class I'll be attending. I have a few questions for you. First of all, when did you first start pole dancing?
I started in 2010, so it's been a good 12 plus years now.
What made you want to go into the dance?
I do remember feeling frustrated and burnt out with work and definitely looking for a distraction. And then one day, a Facebook ad popped up and it was like pole dancing, and I'm like, this sounds perfect. You know, I get to marry my love of dancing, sensuously even, and gymnastics, acrobatics.
When you first started, were there any challenges that you had to overcome?
For me, initially, I think the hardest part was actually the dancing, because I don't have a dance background. So, you know, I'd watch the instructors, I'd watch like the pole superstars at that time, and I'm like, how do they look like that? You know, I want to look like that.
How did you turn this passion into a profession?
When I chanced upon this, I had no ideas that it would turn into what it has become for me today. Almost a year into my pole journey, the studio that I was dancing with at that time said, hey, you know, would you be interested in training to be a teacher? For a while, it was just a bit of a freelance thing on the side, and then it kind of morphed.
And I think there are different styles of pole dancing, right? How many are there?
There's everything from lyrical and contemporary, slow, feeling, emo, to even pop stuff. I can't give you a set number. You know, it's a creative space, it's an artistic space. Any choreographer who feels a certain way can interpret music and moves and use the apparatus and fashion something out of their choreography.
As a beginner like myself, what are some important tips I should know when I go on the pole?
Don't overthink what you're doing. Trust your body and have an open mind. Allowing yourself to have fun and not be too hard on yourself if you don't get it the first time, because it's likely you won't. And this journey doesn't have a finish line. All our courses are 8 weeks long, and for the choreography classes, which is what you'll be experiencing in beginners, it's 7 weeks of instruction, and the 8th week is where we put the cherry on the cake and you perform the item that you've spent the last 7 weeks learning. Lean forward, go one circle. Good, okay?
Are there any interesting stories that have happened during a lesson or a performance?
Off the top of my head, interesting immediately brings to mind wardrobe malfunctions. We always tell our beginners how to make sure that their wardrobe stays as intended. Interesting is also watching people navigate 7-inch and 8-inch heels for the first time. That's always fun and funny.
Do you think that you need to have any special talents or a certain type of body to pick up pole?
Not at all. I love that we see people of all ages, all walks of life, all body shapes and types come through our doors. It's about learning that technique and applying it and practicing it and then becoming more fluent. One of the nicest things is to watch someone progress and grow in their own sense of self-confidence. You don't need crazy strength. A lot of people who start pole have never danced before and don't go to the gym, and that's all okay.
What are some fun pole lingo that I can learn before class?
I think you'll often hear the term pole kisses. It's a cute way of referring to the bruises that you probably will get as a beginner as you are familiarizing yourself with the equipment and moving around. So another one would be in terms of posture. if I want you to focus on what I really want you to do, it's about having your assets accentuated. So when I say that, I do this because I want you to push your bum out. Another one that you will probably hear is a local term, gyap. Okay? So when we need you to squeeze the pole, we'll tell you to gyap it really tight. Show me a bracket grip. Good. Sit nose up. Adjust bottom arm. Good. You can take your outside hand off. Ballet hands. Show me diamond ring. And leaning. Enjoy the ride. Leg comes over. Good job. Watch your landing. Beautiful bum and nose and ta-da! Yay! Good job! So, now that you've had your first go, how do you feel about your first class?
It was a bit tricky in the beginning, but like you said, as long as I followed the instructions, yeah, I think I got it down pat, and I'm pretty excited to attend the rest of the lesson.
You did really well today, so I have high expectations for you in week 8, and I look forward to seeing you at showtime.
Thank you!
Thank you!
Forget your talking, give me stone cold loving. I'm done with listening, give me stone cold loving. Stop all your talking, give me stone cold loving tonight. Don't want your money, give me stone cold loving. You're kind of funny, give me stone cold loving. Give me some of that loving, give me stone cold loving tonight.
So that was the showcase performance after 8 weeks of training, and honestly it was a bit nerve-wracking in the beginning, but super fun. The crowd was so supportive and the energy I got from my classmates was amazing. So yeah, it's more fun than anything, and I'll definitely do that again.
Coconuts TV.